Hello students, I'm here with another video from the chapter of class 7th Science NCERT book, that is Nutrition in Plants. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all things we have discussed in this chapter. So children, we have discussed about the nutritional part, what is the meaning of the word nutrition in this chapter, which means that it is a process by which the plants are going to obtain their nutrition. So there are two types of plants. We have studied that one is the green plant, other one is a non-green plant. So whenever the green plant is there, which means that it is undergoing the autotrophic mode of nutrition, and those which are non-green plant, they will undergo heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. So the other one is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So heterotrophic mode of nutrition means the plants they are not able to synthesize their own food. They will be dependent upon the food which is being prepared by some other plants. Okay, as we have studied that there are the types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition, in which we studied about the saprophytic mode of nutrition, parasitic mode of nutrition. So in saprophytic mode of nutrition, children, which means that it is a process by which the green plants are able, the non-green plants are able to synthesize their food. Now they are not able to synthesize, they will be taking up the food. Okay, so what happens, the non-green plants will either they are going to take up the food from the saprophytic, as a saprophytic mode of nutrition. So this saprophytic mode of nutrition, then what happens, that the saprophytic mode means it is going to absorb the food. Then after that what happens, this saprophytic mode is going to help the types of non-green plants like fungi, and also it helps in the different other plants are also there, which is said to be as a parasites. Now this parasitic mode of nutrition, in which what happens, one host is there, one parasite is there. So this parasite is going to take up the food of the host. Okay, so they are going to take up the food of the host. Now what happens, see, those organisms which are not able to synthesize their food, what they are going to do, either they are going to steal the things, okay, or they're going to take up the things, means they're going to take up the things which is not made for them. Okay, that is again a very, you could say that it is a negative type of impact. Okay, so once the host and parasite is there, the host is going to gain the nutrition from the parasites. So these parasites are the animals which will undergo the parasitic mode of nutrition. Saprophytes are those which will undergo the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Okay, then what happens, saprophytic mode of nutrition means, and parasitic mode of nutrition are the types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And the next type which we studied was the symbiosis or the symbiotic mode of nutrition, which means that the plants are the two organisms are living together, where one, here in this chapter we have studied about the lichen, which is going to be made by the process, by a process called, or a relationship called symbiosis. So this symbiosis happens, and then the two organisms, that is one is algae, other one is fungi, they will be living together, and then they are going to synthesize their food. One is going to synthesize and give the food, which is algae, and the fungi is going to absorb the food from them, as well as this helps the plant, the algae, to live there. Okay, so they are going to share their nutrition as well as their shelter. Okay, then after that we have to study about the next part, that is how nutrients are replenished in the soil. So this next topic is how the nutrients replenish in the soil. Now, what is the meaning of the word replenish here? So, what do you mean by replenish? Or it is being here, it should be replenished in the soil. So, what do you mean by replenish? Replenish means to regain. Once the nutrients are over, now how the nutrients are being synthesized and it is being present um, inside this in the soil. So what happens actually, so how it is being regained, it is being regained with the help of certain processes, which is said to be as the a replenishment. Okay, now here the soil, we have seen that farmers are spreading manures and fertilizers. So it's very simple, the answer for this question is the manures and fertilizers. Okay, so manures and fertilizers are there. So what happens actually? What is the need of being this nutrient to be replenished? Where are the nutrients being gone from the soil? So you know that soil is a house for the nutrient. It is a house for the microorganism. It is a house for the other substances which are present. Okay, it also gives it is going to give the nutrients to the plants. Now once the nutrients are being given to the plants, then what happens? The nutrient from the soil is getting over. Now if the nutrient of the soil is getting over, then what happens? The soil is going to, I mean, they are going to give the soil is going to the nutrient is not present now. Once the nutrient is over, there would be scarcity of the nutrients. So from where is this nutrients being regained? So there are various processes. So the soil is, I mean, the nutrients are not present. Now, once the nutrients are not present, they should be regained. The soil should regain the nutrients. Now, there are two processes of regaining. That is by adding the manures and the fertilizers. There could be some other ways by which the soil could replenish the nutrient. Okay. So, have you ever seen the farmers spreading manures and fertilizers in the fields? So, or the gardeners using them in the lawns or in the pots? Do you know why this is being done? So the answer is that the nutrient gets over. Why it is getting over? Because the plants are continuously using the nutrients from the soil. Because there is none other way for the plants to regain the nutrient. So what happens? The plants are going to take up the nutrients from the soil, and the soil is being over with the nutrients. So it has to be replenished. It has to be the nutrients should be added. How it could be added? It could be added with the help of the manures and the fertilizers. Okay, now fertilizers, and you have learned that plant absorb minerals and nutrients from the soil. So their amount in the soil keeps on declining. Declining means decreasing. Fertilizers and manures contain nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. Okay, it is said to be as manures. Why now these manures and fertilizers are being added? Because these are those substances which contain the important nutrients. Okay, so they contain nitrogen, they contain phosphorus, they contain they also contain potassium. Okay, so the potassium, nitrogen, and phosphorus means that the important nutrient, as we are eating the rice, wheat, chapati, dal. Okay, so proteins are there, carbohydrates are there, vitamins are there. Similarly, these nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium is the nutrient for the plants. In the short form, it is also said to be as, if you will read the chemistry, you will understand that it is also you could write it as N, nitrogen, the symbol of nitrogen is N, phosphorus is P, and potassium is K. So whenever we are going to get the nutrient from we are getting nutrient from manure from the fertilizers from the market, we are going to get it as the NPK fertilizers. Okay, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium fertilizers are being used. So because you know that nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, all these are the very important nutrient for the plant. So nitrogen is being gained by the plants because of the process called nitrogen fixation. See children, nitrogen fixation is not only the phenomenon for for giving the nitrogen to the soil. There could be the manures and fertilizers could also be added, because of which the nitrogen could be added up in the soil. Okay, so next what happens? The nutrients are being added to the soil to enrich them. So what is the need of the fertilizer added? This is to enrich the soil. So this enriches the soil because nutrients are being used up. So these used up nutrients are being regained. जैसे कि अगर बॉडी में एनर्जी खत्म हो जाती है तो इंस्टेंट एनर्जी के लिए हम क्या करते हैं? We drink glucose. So glucose is the simplest food product. So if we are eating glucose, if we are drinking the solution of the glucose, then what happens? Our body gets energy at once. Instant energy we get. Okay, तुरंत मिल जाता है energy. Similarly, it is going to enrich the soil. It is going to enrich, it is going to add the nutrient to the soil. So NPK, or this nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, these are the three substances, these are the three minerals which are being added to the soil so that the plants could grow healthily. Okay, they are going healthy. Now we can grow the plants and keep them healthy if we can fulfill the nutrient requirement of the plant. ठीक है. Now what happens if we are adding these nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium from time to time? It is going to enrich the soil and it is going to help the plants to grow properly. Okay, now what happens, you have learned that nitrogen gas is also available in plenty of the in the air. If air cannot use them in the manner, then the carbon dioxide could also be utilized. The carbon dioxide is used, and then what happens, this carbon dioxide is also adding, this is also helpful in the plants to convert them in the form of the food, because this carbon dioxide is responsible for the process called photosynthesis. If carbon dioxide is not present, photosynthesis would not occur. If photosynthesis is not going to occur, then what happens, the plants are not going to gain the nutrients, because the energy will not be produced, because food is not synthesized. If food is not synthesized, then oxygen will also be not be present. If oxygen is not present, then again we are not able to gain the nutrition. Okay. Now what happens, the soil, usually the crops absorb lots of nitrogen and the soil becomes nitrogen deficient. Okay. Now you have learned that nitrogen gas is plenty of availability of the nitrogen gas is very plenty in the air, but this plant is not able to take, because this nitrogen is a very big molecule. If nitrogen is a big molecule, then what happens, it is not going to be gained up by the plants. अब उस नाइट्रोजन को छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में तोड़ना है, हमें कैसे करेंगे? It is done by the process called nitrogen fixation. This could be done with the help of certain bacteria which lives in the symbiosis with the root of the higher plants in the root nodule. There is a structure called root nodule in the roots of the plants, of the legumes. Legumes means the जो pulses होते हैं उनके roots में these structures are present, these nodules are present. So these nodules are able to have these bacteria, and these bacteria will fix nitrogen. They're going to take up the nitrogen from the atmosphere and they will break down in the form of the nitrites and nitrates, which becomes the simpler products. So this nitrogen is getting converted in the form of the nitrites and nitrates. Okay, so this nitrites and nitrates are going to be the smaller, simpler parts, and then they are going to be absorbed by the soil, by the plant's root. Okay, now this easily goes inside the plant. The bacterium which is said to be as rhizobium. Please remember the name of the bacterium. The bacteria whose name is rhizobium. Okay, so this bacteria which is called rhizobium is going to gain the nutrients, and then what happens, this after gaining, what happens, it is going to give it to this rhizobium gives nitrogen to the living other plants. Extra nitrogen is being present in the soil and it helps the plants which is present in the surrounding. Once they are present in the surrounding, the nitrogen also goes inside, the nutrients also, this nitrites and nitrates also goes inside the other plants also. Okay, so what happens, the nutrient is being regained, nitrogen ka deficiency would be completed because of the presence of this rhizobium bacterium in the soil. Now, rhizobium takes up atmospheric nitrogen and converts it into a usable form of the nitrogen, which is nitrites and nitrates. Remember this. These are the two simpler forms of the nitrogen, because of which the plants are able to take up the nitrogen. Okay. Now, what happens? Rhizobium take up the atmospheric nitrogen and converts it in the form of the usable form. Then, but rhizobium cannot make its own food. Okay. This is what is known to be as a symbiosis now. Now, rhizobium has a problem. ये खाना नहीं कर बना सकता है अपना, तो क्या करेगा, ये खाना ले लेगा किसी से. कैसे ले लेगा? बिकॉज इट इज प्रेजेंट इनसाइड द रूट्स ऑफ द प्लांट्स. नाउ इट टेक्स अप द न्यूट्रिएंट्स फ्रॉम द हायर प्लांट्स, फ्रॉम द रूट्स ऑफ द हायर प्लांट्स. सो दिस इज सेड टू बी एज द symbiosis. So this lives under a relationship called symbiosis. Okay, this is said to be as a symbiosis. Fine. Now what happens? Rhizobium cannot make its own food, so it lives in the roots of the gram, pea, moong, beans and leguminous plants to provide nitrogen. Okay, it provides nitrogen. Then what happens in turn? The plant provides food and shelter to the bacteria. They have the symbiotic relationship. That is why it is said to be a symbiotic relationship, or it is simply known to be as a symbiosis. Okay, now they thus live in the symbiotic relationship. This association is of great significance to the farmers. It also helps the farmer, as you know that the earthworms are responsible for the mixing of the soil, which also helps in the mixing of the various nutrients which is present in the soil. Similarly, this rhizobium also helps in the symbiosis. It also helps in the it also helps in the movement of the soil. It also helps in the changing of the nutrient from one place to another place, from one particular part of the soil to another part of the soil. And complete plant would also get the nitrogen, and easily it could be the nitrogen would be present to all the will be available to all the parts of the plant. Okay, now next what happens, the plants give bacteria the shelter, फूड भी दे देगा और शेल्टर भी दे देगा, तो ये बैक्टीरिया आराम से रहने लगता है. एंड दिस प्रोसेस इज सेड टू बी एज सिम्बियोसिस. प्लीज रिमेंबर. Okay, lichen वाला एक example याद रखो, and then please remember this rhizobium bacteria. It lives with the root nodule of the higher plants, of the leguminous plants especially. Leguminous plants means जो pulses के plants होते हैं, all those are called as the leguminous plants. Okay. Now, in return, the plant provides food and shelter to the bacteria. The significance is very much important for the farmers. This can reduce the use of the nitrogenous fertilizers with the leguminous when the leguminous plants are being grown. Now, when the leguminous plants are grown, then what happens? These types of the symbiosis is very responsible for adding up nitrogen. As you know that this nitrogen is a very essential component for the plant. Okay. So अभी नाइट्रोजन देने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी because the nitrogen is already supplied with the rhizobium, with the help of this rhizobium. Okay. Now, most of the pulses, that is dal, is obtained from the leguminous plants. You can remember the name of the leguminous plants. In other chapter, you will learn that most of the plants are autotrophs. Only a few plants are parasitic or saprophytic. They derive nutrition from the organisms. All the animals are categorized in the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And since they are dependent upon the plants, so these animals cannot prepare their own food. And they are said to be as, can we say that insectivorous plants are partially heterotrophs? So is this very true for the insectivorous plants also, whether they are said to be as the heterotrophs? So yes, they are partial heterotrophs because they gain the nitrogen from the insects. Okay, so they gain nitrogen from the insects, children. Please remember. So they could be told to be as the partial heterotroph. So how? So with this, your chapter is complete, and I think now you can understand how the soil can replenish the nutrients, and they could easily be using these nutrients with the help of the fertilizers, with the help of the manures. If fertilizers are not added, then the nutrition in the plants would be added with the help of the symbiotic bacteria. It could be added with the help of the manures and the fertilizers. But fertilizers are not being used in the leguminous plants, in the leguminous fields, because it is already helpful, because the plants are already helpful. They could easily take up the nitrogen from these root nodules. Okay, so with this, the nutrition of the plant is complete. Now children, I'll move on to the next part, that is the keywords of this chapter. So we'll move to the keywords of the chapter. ओके, क्या नया सीखा, क्या नए कीवर्ड्स हमने यूज किए इस चैप्टर में, कौन से नए ऐसे वर्ड्स थे जो रेस्पॉन्सिबल थे इस चैप्टर को हमें समझाने में या हमें समझने में हेल्पफुल हुए हैं कुछ नए वर्ड्स. तो क्या नए वर्ड्स थे? सो फर्स्ट कीवर्ड इज द ऑटोट्रॉफ. Okay, what is the meaning of the word autotroph? Or autotroph are those organisms which can gain their own nutrition, which can gain their own food. Now, what about autotrophic? Autotrophic, PHIC. Autotrophic mode of nutrition means it is a mode of nutrition. It is a mode of nutrition in which the plants are able to prepare their own food. Okay, now next is chlorophyll. As you can recall that this chlorophyll we have studied under the topic of photosynthesis, where the green plants are present and these green plants are able to synthesize their food. So with the help of this green pigment. So it is a pigment which helps in the trapping of sunlight, which traps sunlight. Fine, this is known to be as the chlorophyll. Now next is the heterotrophs. The next word is heterotroph. Well, now what do you mean by heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are all those organisms which cannot make their own food, which gain the nutrition from the other sources. So this is said to be as the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, or they are said to be as the heterotrophs, which the organisms which will gain their nutrition from the other organs, okay, other organisms. The next is host. What do you mean by host? Host means it is the organism upon which the parasite lives. The living organism on which the parasite lives. Okay, the parasite are living on it. So all the big organisms on which the parasites are living is said to be as the host. Now the next word is insectivorous. What is the meaning of the word insectivorous? Insectivorous means insect eating. Insectivorous means insect organisms which feeds on insects. So plants which feed on insects are said to be as insectivorous plants. Insectivorous means insect eating or feeding on insect. They are feeding on insects. So the insectivorous means इंसेक्ट खाने वाले. कौन से हैं वो एनिमल्स जो इंसेक्ट्स खाते हैं? वो सब इंसेक्टिवोरस है. ऐसे प्लांट्स जो इंसेक्ट्स खाते हैं वो इंसेक्टिवोरस प्लांट्स हैं. सो इंसेक्टिवोरस प्लांट्स के बारे में वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड इट दैट इफ दे आर हैविंग द डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ नाइट्रोजन, दे आर नॉट हैविंग द प्रॉपर न्यूट्रिएंट्स, दे आर नॉट हैविंग द प्रॉपर न्यूट्रिशन. दैट इज व्हाई दे आर गेनिंग द न्यूट्रिशन फ्रॉम ईटिंग इंसेक्ट्स, बाय ईटिंग इंसेक्ट्स. So if they are eating insect, it means that they are gaining nitrogen because nitrogen is present in the wings of the plants, in the wings of those insects. तो ये insects खा करके अपने सारे nutrients को gain कर लेते हैं. Okay, so this is what is about the insectivorous word. Now we move on to the next word, that is the next word. I'll just rub it off so that I'll have some space. So the next word is, I think now the chapter might be clear to you all because you're reading it second time after your examination. I think your examinations are over now. So please watch the video so that you will easily understand. Okay. So I'll just move on to the next word, which is the sixth word, and the next is the word nutrient. Okay. What do you mean by nutrient? Nutrient means it is a substance. It is a substance which gives nutrition. Okay, it is a substance which gives nutrition. So this is said to be as nutrients. For example, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins. We can write the list of the nutrients in this. Next is the second is nutrition. Next word is nutrition. What do you mean by nutrition? Nutrition means it is a process by which organism gains its energy. Uptake of the food, breaking down of the food, gaining of the energy, distribution of the energy. ये सारे processes कहाँ आ जाते हैं? Nutrition के अंडर में. So nutrition is a complete process of energy breakdown, synthesis of the energy from the complex food material, that is the food. Okay, so this is what is about the nutrition. So next word is parasite. Host पढ़ लिया था, parasite क्या है? So the next word is parasite. So parasite means the organism which depends on host. Other living organism which depends upon a host and on other living organism for its nutrition. It is known as the parasite. Okay, and this other nutrition means it is the host. Example, you can write down the parasitic plants are there. You can write down the parasites. The example of parasites are the Cuscuta is a parasitic plant. Okay, then after that we can write down the next Exam. The next word is, after parasite there is a next word. This is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means it is a process by which green plant make their own food. Okay, so this is said to be as the photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight, water, chlorophyll, all these things. Okay, you can write down. You can include this. You can write down. Now the next word is the saprotrophs. What do you mean by saprotrophs? Saprotrophs are those organisms which depends on which depends upon dead and decaying matter. Okay, they are known to be as the saprotrophs. So this was about the saprotrophs. Now the next word is the saprophytic. Saprophytic mode of nutrition. Saprophytic mode of nutrition is the meaning of the saprophytic mode of nutrition means it is a way by which the nutrition by which saprophytes gain their nutrition. Okay, the nutrition which depends upon the nutrition in which organism depends on dead and decaying remains. Okay, so this is about the saprophytic mode of nutrition. And the last word is stomata. The last word is stomata, children. Okay, so stomata means it is a tiny pore present on the surface of leaf for the exchange of gases. Okay, for the exchange of gases. Leaf for the exchange of gases. So this is known to be as the stomata. Okay, so children, this was all about your chapter. This was all about the explanation regarding the chapter, and we have also studied about the keywords which are present in this lesson. Keywords means these are the hard words which are present, and this helps you to recognize, this helps you to understand this chapter properly. So we have already studied about the complete explanation of this chapter, where we studied how the nutrition is being gained, how the green plants are making their food. If plant is not green in color, if they are not having the photosynthesis, they cannot photosynthesize, they could also take up the nutrition from the other parts, other ways, which is known to be as the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. There could be saprotrophs, that could be parasites, that could be symbiosis or the symbiotic mode of nutrition. Okay, so this was all about the chapter. Now after that we also saw that if nutrients are being regained, if the nutrients are present in the soil, they are being over, खत्म हो जाते हैं न्यूट्रिएंट्स, तो वो न्यूट्रिएंट्स कैसे रीगेन करें? सो कैसे रीगेन करता है? बाय द एडिंग मैन्योर्स एंड फर्टिलाइजर्स. नाउ आफ्टर एडिंग मैन्योर्स एंड फर्टिलाइजर्स, sometimes we could avoid the manures and fertilizers by using those rhizobium bacteria which lives in the form of the symbiosis, and they also help the soil to regain the nutrients. Fine, so this was all about the chapter, and I hope you all have understood the chapter. Now I'll deal with the next part, that is what you have. So children, this was all about your chapter. This was all about the keywords. Now I will start with the small part is left, that is a sort of revision, and then we'll move on to the question answers of this chapter. And children, after this we will discuss about after discussing the question answers, we would be seeing your doubts. If you are having any doubt regarding in this chapter, you can ask me in the online class. So children, that's all was for this chapter, where we have studied the different modes of nutrition which is present only in the plants. We'll deal with the animals in the next class. So this was all about the video where we understood that how the green plants are able to synthesize their food. If chlorophyll is not present, then what would happen? We have also seen certain activities in this chapter where we have grown the where we saw that the growth of the saprophytes are having the fungi are grown on the dead and decaying remains. Okay, then after that we have also seen regarding the next part, that was the nutrition in the green plants, where we have also seen about the reactions of this photosynthesis, and also the different modes of different modes of heterotrophic mode, where insectivorous plants and the symbiosis was the new mode of nutrition for you all. Okay, so this was all about today's video, children. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topic to be discussed. That would be with fresh part of this chapter. That would be the question answer part. So with this, your chapter is over, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me in your online class. Till then, you can revise the chapter, you can complete your work, and you can study this same thing from your book. And I will meet you all in the next video with the next topic to be discussed. So that's all for today.